Chidobe, can you just talk about your thoughts on the season as you look back at it, and obviously you guys set the goal for you in the season to go to a bowl game. Fell short of that. Just give us your thoughts on the whole season.
Obviously, a disappointment. We didn't get that goal. So overall, a lot of us are down, frustrated. We couldn't make it to the bowl. Certain teams off right. But for us coming back, it's just more motivation to get those seniors that bowl game. It's going to be a big senior class, and we just got to find a way to get it done. Personally, and on the defensive side, we got our own goals too. We got a couple of them, but some of them we didn't get. I think overall, this team improved, and usually it's motivation.
Cheeto, I think you answered it a little bit there, but there's been some rumblings about you possibly leaving for the NFL. Are you definitely coming back?
Yeah, I'm definitely coming back. Getting into this class, a lot of those guys mean a lot to me. Those men mean a lot to me. And, we got a good thing going. I want to see the progress finish and let's get to that bowl game and have some success.
Nothing against this year's seniors, but I just sense that the next year's seniors, the current juniors, there's more hunger in them than there was in this year's class. Do you feel that at all?
I wouldn't say more hunger. I wasn't there when those seniors came in the dorms when they were freshmen and they had that bond. But I can speak on our class that we had a great bond. We still do. I think we're Coach Frank's first class, so we kind of know what he expects out of us. And those seniors did a great job, and we're just going to try to follow suit and do another great job. And except this time, try to get to a bowl game.
With all the close games that you guys had in 2014, it seemed to be going into this season, a lot of people thought that corner had been turned, and then you have a lot of close losses this year. What was the difference there? Why didn't the close games turn into wins?
Everybody says it, but that doesn't mean it's the big thing. Coach Foreman especially, even in the weight room, and they go around woods, like as people talk to us about the little things in the weight room, just finishing reps. Stuff like that, I think in the summer, in the spring, going into this offseason is going to be really important for us to get over that board. And also finishing the fourth quarter. That was honestly the goal of ours, to finish the fourth quarter. And, sometimes we can do that. We end up losing a couple of heartbreaking losses. So I think those are the things we got to work on.
You've been very valuable out of that nickelback role. Do you like that role, or would you like to play more cornerback coming back next year?
I just love the position, DB, defensive back. I played safety last year, freshman year I played nickel. This year I played a little bit more corner. So I don't know, whatever they put me, they feel like it's the best position for me to play. I'll be comfortable playing it. I love playing nickel, I love playing corner, I love playing safety. Basically, I'm trying to say, I just love playing defensive back.
You mentioned the defense reached some of the goals that you set. Can you talk about those, and also looking back now, the whole change in the defense, the new defensive coordinator, and how that went?
Well, Coach loved it. Coach Thompson came in. Some guys were skeptical, some guys were excited, and then once we started getting going, everybody was excited. It was really great. They fit into great roles on our team. A lot of us fell in love with them. We wanted to play for them hard. So, one of our goals was to finish in the top half in the Pac-12 scoring defense. I'm not sure if we did that. I think we might finish in number 6. So that's pretty good. We did pretty good on the passing defense side. I thought that was pretty good. But another thing that Coach Love always says is that good gets you beat. And obviously we didn't get those wins, so we got to find a way to be great, to be excellent. We can't be perfect, but we got to get closer to the competitive team.
Early in the season, or before the season, there was a lot of talk about optimism and belief, the confidence that this team has, that it would turn up. And obviously, as the season goes on and the losses mount, no player is going to come out and say, yeah, we've lost our confidence now. But now that the season is over, were you guys able to maintain winning confidence throughout the season, or as the losses piled up, did you start to lose confidence in yourselves as a team?
We definitely never lost confidence. As competitors, when you get in those situations of adversity, you actually build more confidence. And you just want to, because you start to go back into the practice field, back into the film room, and work harder. So, confidence is in your preparation. So I think when we started getting those losses, we started preparing harder. And even if see it. I still saw our team is progressing. You know, we had a couple of downfall victories that were kind of blowouts, but other than like 2 of those games, I feel like we were progressing pretty good. But we definitely got to get a win. We got to find a way.
And if I could just follow up, how do you maintain confidence when the losses are mounting? I mean, it's just human nature that when you're failing or not achieving your goals, to start to doubt. How do you, as a team and as an athlete, maintain that confidence and still continue to believe?
Well, you know, if it was a team of individuals, people would probably look at themselves and be really down and probably lose confidence, but we all know that we're all in this together. Everybody got each other's back, so if one person makes a mistake, feels like they lost the game, they know they didn't. You know, it's a team effort. And as long as we know we got together, I think that confidence is real high, and we know we got each other's back.
Chido, when that game ended in Salt Lake City on Saturday, that junior class walks off that field, senior class now, and that group then sets the tone for the following season. So how do you guys take that responsibility on yourself to build for 2016 and maybe raise the bar next year?
Definitely, I think it's accountability. We got to look for each other more accountable. Even ourselves, sometimes it's hard to regulate ourselves in certain situations. Emotions get high or emotions get too low. We got to be that bright spot for this team and show great leadership in the weight room, training, practice, all those type of things. People try to complain, we can't let that happen. We just got to really be positive. Because we know what's coming. We know that we can be a great team, great defense, and we just got to keep going.
Chido, what did you see of Steven Montez when he was running the scout team? What kind of quarterback did you see?
He's a very talented quarterback. It's hard to see as a scouting quarterback evaluate him because defensive coaches sometimes don't know who to throw to, double coverage as well. So, but he definitely has talent. He's a good arm. I'm excited to see what he can do.
A lot of people are wondering how this team's going to replace Nelson Spruce. You've gone against all these receivers and most of them back. So who do you think is going to replace Nelson as far as that production? And who have we not seen that might step up next year?
First off, Nelson is great. He's one of those guys that always, like, I raised him afar and just, he pushed me just because I seen how he worked and how great he was and how well all he accomplished at this level. So hats off to him. But I think it's going to be a group effort, definitely, to replace a guy like that. We'll see who steps up. But I feel like all of our receivers are great from the bottom to the top. It just depends who has that work ethic like Nelson did.
Any names you can give us of guys who we haven't seen that you've gone against in practice or impression?
Y'all seen Darren Ross, Bryce Bolo, Shea Williams, Lee Walker. Lee Walker's a guy who's really fast. If he has that work ethic, I think he can break through. We have a lot of great players on defense, and I just happen to be the one chosen by whoever chooses that. So, it's a blessing, it's an honor, and I think it's a representation of our team. But obviously, I wish they could have first team, but it just gives me a reason to grind hard.
I was going to say, though, that napkin labels you as one of the best players returning the Pac-12 now. So I just asked you about kind of the responsibility moving forward next year. That kind of raises the bar on yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just got to keep raising my standard of playing, expecting more of myself, and by doing that, also being vocal and trying to raise the standard of other players to get their max potential, and hopefully, work out that we have more Pac-12 players. I feel like we have a lot of all Pac-12 players on our team. We just got to show it, and also wins help that. So, just got to have great leadership to get those wins too.
Do you look at yourself as a leader, a guy that's going to kind of set the pace next year?
Yeah, I definitely do. Last year was my junior year. As an upperclassman, I felt that obligation, but definitely now that I'm a senior, this is my last go-around, I feel like it's necessary to regard myself as a leader, to be like that. I'll be one of those guys.
Since you were asked about whether you come back next year in advance of that, did you give some thought to going early?
Not really. That's a possibility. My education always came first from my family. I also talked to them, but it was always in the back of my mind, but I think definitely I always knew I was going to come back. It's never really been a question myself. Maybe other people made it a question, but no,
You're talking about leadership. How did that 12-person leadership council work this year? And Would you like to see that continue next year, or would you like to go back to naming just captains for the season?
First off, I think leadership council or captains, all that stuff is, it's good, but, there's a lot of leaders outside of that too. We just need great leaders. I don't know if it's gonna be leadership council or captains. I like it though, but, I just think you don't need that label as a captain or on the leadership council to give you to lead yourself or lead others. So, we just need a lot of people to step up.
All right, anything else?